Fan protests against the Glazer family outside Old Trafford, and another so-so performance. Good thing Cristiano Ronaldo is around to score a hat-trick and secure 3 points for Manchester United.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a great result for them against Norwich. It's really big for them. Yeah. No.
How many hat-tricks have you scored against Norwich?
On FIFA, probably quite a few. So they should count.
Wait,
really.
On FIFA, playing with Cristiano Ronaldo, of course.
As Ronaldo, yeah, scored a few hat-tricks. Yeah, that's exactly right. But yeah, it's a shame that they're protesting and like there's been unrest and stuff. But for them to be protesting again at this time of year. I don't know. If they were doing great...
The anniversary of the Super League, maybe.
Yeah, would they be protesting? But then the protests... Oh, no, it was afterwards. But would they be protesting as much if they were winning more games and were involved in more things at this stage? I think that's tough to say. But it's a shame because I think the guys who didn't go in there, because they went to protest the first 17 minutes, because they represent 17 years with the Glazers, but unfortunately they missed the goal. So, that's what true fans do anyway.
Tottenham Hotspur fall at home to Brighton. 1-0 as Leandro Trossard scores the late winner. Antonio Conte says, if you realize you can't win, make sure you don't lose. Does that make sense to you, Nedum?
It makes sense to me as a defender, yes. I think for midfielders
Did Eric
and
Dyer
attackers...
not get the message there?
Well, he's unlucky because, in fairness to Trossard on his right foot, you're thinking, no. What I saw is because the way the ball even dropped to Trossard, like Dyer's not going to be in the best position because it was more of a ricochet. But it was a great little chop by Trossard and the finish was great. But that saying is true, but you can't get a whole team to buy into it because they're thinking, well, we're at home, the crowd are here, we should be going forward, we should be winning. But at some point at the back, you just know, like, we cannot lose this game. But then instead, you walk off after losing 1-0 to Brighton and you didn't even have a shot on target.
Arsenal failed to capitalise on Spurs' defeat as they fall to Southampton 1-0. Nedum, this can't all be down to the fact that Alexandre Lacazette wasn't there after testing positive for COVID.
Well, the positive is, sorry to talk about positives again, but if you say that it is, then it means when he comes back, you'll be fine. See the psychology there? That's how you spin things positively for a side. No, I think looking back at the game, I think they should have scored, could have scored, and it's just a shame that the wheels are kind of falling off at such a key time. But for positives again for Arsenal fans, Spurs went and lost.
Yeah, and they didn't play badly in this game. Fraser Forster was like Godzilla in the goal, saving everything.
I know, but it's just so interesting when you think about the fact that I think the last time Southampton were home, they conceded 6 to Chelsea, but then you come up against Arsenal and you keep a clean sheet. From a mentality standpoint, it's a strange one.
Sean Dyche has been sacked as Burnley boss after nearly a decade, and somebody named Mike Jackson is now in charge. I think he was the under-23s coach. Mm-hmm. And he's being helped by Ben Mee, who's the centre back. Nedum, they look better in the 1-1 draw at West Ham. What do you make of it?
I think it's very interesting, Gab. I think it's very, very interesting because the change has come and a lot of people are saying it's the wrong decision. And it feels weird for people from the outside to call something the wrong decision when most of the people who made the decision are on the inside and see the bigger picture. So what I would say was he's obviously done a good job to this point, but maybe the job wasn't as good as it once was. And lo and behold, come the weekend when he's not there, they put out some of a performance. So if you want to read between the lines, perhaps there's something there to be seen.
Well, they could have won this game too if Cornet had...
Yeah, exactly.
But the only thing to me is the whole thing about the takeover was predicated upon Dyche staying. Now then, I don't know.
Yeah, things change.
The Premier League could introduce halftime interviews with managers as they come off the pitch. Nedum, will this enhance your viewing experience?
I think it depends on the manager. Because there'll be some managers now, between the two of us, we could write a transcript of exactly what they're going to say based on what the result of the game is at that point. The team's 1-0 down. Yeah, I think we just need to make some adjustments and we're going to play well. The team's winning 2-0. Yeah, we're doing well, but we need to make sure we're ready for the second half. So,
what'd you make of the penalty? Well, I didn't see it.
Yeah, basically. if it's great if they do that, but just be ready for a ton of cliches. And if you don't like cliches, then please just don't introduce it. That's probably the best thing I could say.
I think this works to some degree in other sports. Like you have this sometimes in basketball. But that's because they can talk about how they might make changes and then they can make those changes and then unchange them because there's unlimited substitutions or whatever. In football, like I said, there's so much tension. There's so much in the spotlight. You're going to end up with people saying basically nothing.
Yeah, because sometimes if they were to be really, really honest, chances are it's going to cost them money.
Exactly.
So it's definitely not going to go too well.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.